Hi everyone, Air here, and today we are diving into the concept of dark feminine energy, how it attracts, how it does the push and the pull, and at times it can even be kind of terrifying that it's so alluring and mysterious and unknown. I, for one, love the balance. I love the balance between light, airy, feminine energy and the deep depths of the dark, almost femme fatale type of energy. And almost a year ago today, I actually did a femme fatale episode with Isabella Frere. And since then, I have learned so much more about the concept of what it means to really cater to both of these. Now, if you are someone that struggles with your shadow self, if you're someone that hasn't radically accepted who you are on all levels, the dark feminine energy will terrify you. And it will terrify you as well when you are witnessing or recognizing it in someone else, especially if you are attracted to a woman that is carrying and embodying this energy. For me personally, I am 5'9", blonde hair to my hips, and light fair skin, and I look more like Rapunzel than I do like the Albatross or the seductive Angelina Jolie or Megan Fox or Madison Beer. So this goes to tell you that no matter what your outside looks like, the dark feminine energy actually is an encompassing of your inner soul workings. And again, that harmony, that balance between light and dark, and marrying them both in just this methodical way that brings forth a lot of attraction, a lot of magnetic type of energy, and then this alluring factor. Now, when you are encompassing this energy, it doesn't mean that it's bad. And a lot of people that are afraid of it will associate it with it being bad because it is unknown, it's uncontrollable, it's mysterious. When in all, it is just another fluid sense of energy. It's another way of being. And we all have it. We all have our shadow. We all have this alluring, seductive type of, you cannot look away and you feel this draw. We all have it. Now, how you use it is entirely different conversation. And I will always invite people to be ethical and to be moral, but it is, in a way, able to be used for darkness, right? To be manipulative or to be seductive. And I always say that you can encompass the dark feminine energy without being manipulative if you stick true to your higher compass. To be manipulative means that your actions and your words don't match. And to be not accountable or to be gaslighting somebody is when you will know that that's happening or even feel like that could be happening, and then you refuse to acknowledge it. That is not dark feminine energy. That is toxicity. And that is a completely different book. That is a completely different topic. So the first thing that you really have to capture when you're talking about dark feminine energy is the fact that it's not toxic. Toxic energy is completely different. That is the type of energy that brings ill fate to people. That is the type of energy that wants to harm or hurt other people. And the dark feminine energy actually has nothing to do with other people. And that is why I love the concept. That is why I have spent countless hours studying these women and understanding what it is about them that just allures you into them. Now, first and foremost, they have mastered self-concept. They know who they are, and that is unshakable. There is a reason that this woman, even when she's operating in her light energy, still draws people in. The magnet that a woman carries is part of her dark feminine energy. It is not part of her light energy. Her light energy reflects. It is a mirror. The dark absorbs and it draws in. So if you know a woman in your life that when she walks in the room, just everyone seems to turn their head and look at her, or she cannot be somewhere without people wanting to come talk to her, without people being interested in her and her thoughts, her appearance, her actions. It's almost like watching the most captivating television show that you've ever seen, and you just cannot seem to turn it off. Now, if you're someone that like grabs the remote and flickers off the television, okay, but that is fear. And I invite you to consistently be brave whenever you are walking into whatever scenario you are walking into. Because if you could truly capture the heart of a woman that operates both in her light feminine energy and in her dark feminine energy, you have found one of the most powerful, influential women in your entire life. And if you have goals or dreams or wish to be able to conquer or to explore or have an adventurous life, this woman on your side is the most powerful choice and most powerful tool that you'll be able to captivate and to be able to work with. The insight, the capability, the negotiation even of all of your deals will be married with being pushed and being challenged and becoming the best version of yourself. Now, if that is not a sales pitch, I have no idea what else to tell you, because this is literally the gateway to capturing your dreams. Now, the beauty of it is in each of us. But if you are a woman particularly, it is even more magnified in you as a tool and option for your success. Now, let's say that you have always been pushed over or not seen or felt emotionally withdrawn or felt like you were just watching your life instead of living your life and going through the motions. Or maybe you feel like you always have this sense of your fear of missing out. Now, fear of missing out is easily fixed with the dark feminine energy, because everything comes in and grows forth from the soil, from the darkness. And if you want the life of your dreams, this, again, is your gateway. If you also have found yourself in this push and pull of self-worth, here is your way to gain back your power. I want to invite you to take a few steps with me. And in these steps, I want to start just highlighting some changes or influences you can do in order to either draw in a dark feminine energy within yourself as a woman, or you can attract the dark feminine energy woman, and that woman will change your life. Oh, she will change your life. Dark, full body chills. So here we go. My dark feminine energy, again, is my magnet. I am the most magnetic woman I've ever met. But I have crafted this skill over the course of about 4 years. And admittedly, I used to attract everything. And now I only attract what is best for me. And I do practice this. I do test it. I do kind of approach it a little bit like a game, but never to hurt anyone, but only to see how much better I can get at my own craft. So again, I would never use this, and I highly warn you to not use this to hurt people or to make them fall in love with you in an unethical way or to use people. Again, that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is to unlock different superpowers within ourselves to be able to attract our dreams and what's good for us. First and foremost, it starts with self-concept. Until you get really good at being alone in your own head, your dark feminine energy will not come forth. Now, personally, I was forced to be in my own head for a significant amount of time. And I was in this place where I had to really figure out who I was at a very elementary foundational level. And I got very comfortable with being alone. And when you're comfortable with being alone, you can only serve yourself, which is part of self-concept. Now, this is like level 1, and it's very unfortunate if you find yourself staying here because it's not nearly as powerful and inviting and fun and adventurous as all the other levels. It's also not as safe or as nurturing or as loving. It's like riding a bicycle with the training wheels on, or it's like building your own cage. Why would you do that when you can have so much more? But first and foremost, if you cannot be by yourself, if you feel like you constantly need other people to validate you or to tell you that you are worthy, then you will never access this. You need to have those heart-to-hearts with yourself. And perhaps you should actually look at the different types of meditations and practices I have on this podcast, like mirror work, to be able to really help you hone in on your self-concept. Your self-concept also comes from developing your own eternal validation. Internal validation is what builds your self-esteem and your self-worth. If you are seeking that from someone else or a project or at work, again, you are handicapping yourself. Don't do that. With the dark feminine energy, we rarely ask because there is no point to ask. In manifestation, we are constantly asking different questions to be able to achieve what we ultimately want the most and what we ultimately want the least. We are constantly in this energy of manifestation. We're creating our own realities. The dark feminine energy never asks, but it does invite. When you invite what's good for you and your desires to come into your life, what you are doing is you are lowering the resistance or the pressure or the anticipation of needing something. Nobody likes needy. Nobody likes clingy. It's very repellent, and it should make you feel icky. The dark feminine energy, when a woman speaks, or even when she doesn't speak, still is inviting. It's the absorption mechanism. The beautiful part is when you're operating in your dark feminine energy, you don't necessarily have to speak to achieve your desires. Silence is such a powerful tool because it opens the doors of allowance. You are allowing whatever comes next to enter into the space. It's absorption once more. Again, we do not ask, but we may invite. If you desire something, invite it. For instance, if there is a man and you're interested, but you can tell that he's a little bit afraid or resistant or nervous, which tends to come in this day and age, right? There's trauma out there, there's past relationships, there's fear of the unknown, making bad decisions maybe. All of these are rooted in fear, and I do not live in fear. The dark feminine does not live in fear either. But you may invite. This is very much dark feminine. But when you say something like, invite me to dinner, invite me to hold your hand, invite me in, or you proclaim in a soft, welcoming manner, this very much would please me. I enjoy this. Tell me more. The dark feminine energy is confident and calm because it knows that what is for her is on its way. There's no need to chase or to try to force a scenario. There's not even a reason to hope. Hope isn't needed when you know. Something I love about the dark feminine energy is the fact that belief isn't required from others. My beliefs do not require anyone else to believe them. They simply are. Facts are facts. Now, people can ignore facts all day long, put their head in the sand. I understand. But at the end of the day, a fact is still a fact. When you know someone loves you, but they're afraid, it does not mean that they do not love you. It means they're afraid, and they want to ignore the fact. It goes even deeper. Let's say you know that a man is in love with you, and he's scared from his past. The fact is he's still in love with you. And he will come up with every excuse in the book to sabotage it. The push and the pull, right? The dark feminine energy doesn't do the push, and it doesn't do the pull. It is that fine line of being calm and centered. And it brings so much safety into that moment because it is firmly held between all the chaos. Now, for people that operate in fear, they will look at that and they will be terrified because what they are recognizing is the unknown and the unsure in themselves in the avoid within your void of the dark feminine. They will tense up, but at the same time, they cannot look away. They might actually become physically aroused based off of it because they crave it and they know they want it and they want to absorb it just as it is. So they might actually become turned on by the dark feminine energy. That is the beauty of it. It does not mean that you have to dive into your primal instincts unless you are on that page with that person, because dark feminine energy physically manifests very, very well. It is a very fun thing to explore. But nonetheless, the power, the physicality, the security, the calmness, the seduction, the enthralling, these dark feminine traits are entirely transformable for your life. So I would love to work with you one-to-one on these concepts. I would love to show you how to unlock the dark feminine energy in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, and to become the most powerful individual, the most captivating individual, and the most magnetic individual possible. It may take you a moment or two to really understand it. And that's why we have the one-to-one coaching available. You can find me on Instagram at Air Kramer, and let's book an appointment. But first and foremost, I want to leave you with a couple of tips to be able to start this journey before you connect with me. First is the self-concept. How are you viewing yourself on a daily basis? How are you talking to yourself? How are you representing yourself? What confidence do you carry into your day? Second, what can you let go of from your past that is holding you back from fear? Can you let go of your ex relationship? Can you let go of the rejection? Can you let go of your limiting beliefs? Can you let go of your childhood trauma? And can you let go of the things that did not serve you in the past? And finally, if you want to really start this journey with me, you need to learn that hope comes from the past, but is not needed for the future. You have arrived here today. You have listened to my entire podcast today. This means that you're still here. I invite you to take your hope from the fact that you have conquered every obstacle, every challenge, and every uncertainty of your past. Therefore, you know your path forward is capable from the evidence of your past. I'm still here, and you are too. This is the foundational framework of the dark feminine energy. So with this, we will talk very soon. And as always, thank you for growing and healing with me today.